everybody, welcome back to Writing Time with Miss Megan. I'm super excited that you guys clicked in today. These past couple of weeks, we've been focusing on how to write a complete sentence, and you guys are experts now. And remember, it was a review from first grade. We've also been talking about how to check our sentence writing to make sure that we have awesome, stellar sentences. So now, we're ready to take our work to the next level. Are you guys with me? All right, let's get started on some new writing topics today. So now that you guys are masters in sentence writing, we're going to take our awesome sentences that we know how to write, and now we're going to focus on letter writing. Letter writing is a good way for us to connect with family, friends, or even teachers. Right now, more than ever, with all of us being apart and in distance, it's a good way for us all to stay connected and show each other that we care about each other. I wrote a sample letter to one of my friends, Miss Sylvester. She's the other second grade teacher. I'm going to read you my sample letter, and then we're going to work together to pull apart the pieces of an awesome letter. So let's get started. Here's my letter. And remember, this is just a sample to show you guys. Many of you might already know the pieces of letter writing, but we're going to talk through it together. Okay. So at the top of my chart, I have the header, or the title of what we're doing, and right now we're focusing on letter writing. I have my date, the date I wrote the letter, September 15th. And I might even want to put the year, which is 2020. But I think I'll do that on my next letter. Okay, then I need to think about who I'm writing. Well, I'm going to send a letter to Miss Sylvester. She's the other second grade teacher. And while I do see her every day, it's still okay to write her a letter and ask her how she's doing and tell her a little bit about how I'm doing. So here's my letter. Dear Miss Sylvester, how are you? I'm fine. Have you been doing anything fun? I've been hiking a lot. I hope you will write back soon. Your friend, there it is, Miss Megan, and that's where I put my name. Okay, so that was my sample letter. Now, let's go ahead together and pull apart the pieces of my letter. Are you ready? Okay, pull on your writing thinking cap. What were some things you noticed about my letter? That's right. At the top of my letter, the top right-hand corner of my letter, I put the date. And up here, I'm showing you a blank letter, and I'm just showing you where the blanks would go, where we would fill things in. So up here at the top right-hand corner where this blank is, I would put the date. And for my letter, my date was September 15th. That's the day I wrote it to Miss Sylvester. What were some other things you noticed about my letter? That's right. I started with a greeting. I started with the words, Dear Miss Sylvester. Dear, and then in this blank I would have written Miss Sylvester. What were some other things that you noticed that I included in my letter? That's right. Every good letter has a body. That means that's where I ask my questions. Or I told Miss Sylvester how I was doing, or I asked her maybe what she was doing. And then I stated that I hope that she writes back soon. That's what we would consider the body of our letter. That's where we actually do the letter writing piece. Did anybody notice what came at the end of my letter? That's right, I end with a closing. In this case, I ended with the closing, your friend. What are some other closing ways we could sign our letter? That's right. Sometimes you'll read a letter that says sincerely, your friend, best wishes. You can use any of those to end your letter. And then in the bottom part where you see this blank, that's where I filled in my name. I always want to put my name here so that the person that I'm sending the letter to knows who it's from. In this case, I wrote Miss Megan. That way, Miss Sylvester knows that I'm the one who sent the letter. Before we move on to your turn, where you guys are going to try writing a letter to your homeroom teacher, I want to go back to this section, which is the body of the letter. This is where we do most of the letter writing. It's really important that this body of the letter is more than one sentence. Today, if you're not sure what you want to write to your teacher or what you want to include in your letter to your homeroom teacher, here are some ideas of things you can write about. You could tell your teacher how you're doing. Tell your teacher how you are doing. What are some other things that you could include? That's right. You could ask your teacher a question about how they're doing or how they've been feeling. What are some other things that we might want to include in the body of our letter? That's right. You could thank your audience, which in this case is your teacher who's receiving your letter. You could thank them for reading your letter, and you could ask them to write you back. To write you back. Okay, now it's your turn. Go try to see if you can write a letter with a greeting, with the date in the top right corner, your greeting, which usually starts with Dear Miss Sylvester or Dear Miss Megan, and then try maybe using some of these things to help you with the body of your letter. Tell us what you've been doing or how you've been feeling. Ask us a question. Maybe you want to thank us for reading your letter, or you want to ask us to write you back. At the very end, you're going to end your letter with a closing statement like your friend or sincerely, and then make sure you sign your name so we know who it's from. In this case, I wrote Miss Sylvester a letter and signed my name, Miss Megan. When you're done writing your letter, try taking a picture and uploading it to Seesaw so me and Miss Sylvester can read some of your letters. We're so excited to hear about some of the things you guys have been doing and how you guys have been feeling. And we're ready for any questions you might ask us. We can't wait to read some of these, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye.